Yuri on Ice. The anime which stole the hearts of many back in 2016 is one of the most hated but also loved anime series in the past decade. Many think that it was just too overhyped, while others think that it's a true masterpiece. And well, if you've been following me on Twitter lately, you would have seen that I have got around to watch it and, well, let's just say I liked it, but I won't go talking about it in depth right now, cause I just might make a video talking about my enjoyment of the show. So now I'm gonna talk about my favorite character of the show, and it is, well, weirdly enough, Jean-Jacques Leroy. Jean-Jacques Leroy, or King JJ, is one of the best, if not the best, ice skater in the world. He does the best jumps, he incorporates the music into his dance the best, he acts the best. But one thing he's not the best at is handling the pressure, as we see with his performance in the finals. But to see why that is the case, we must take a look at a couple of factors. The first factor I want to talk about is refusal. This is a small and, well, kinda unnoticeable detail in the last episode of the anime, but it's a detail that allows a lot of things to make sense. What I'm talking about is a flashback that JJ has where we see him trying to explain to his former coaches about his idea of JJ style, but they don't understand and are too strict on classic ice skating. One of these coaches is Celestino, and he says to JJ to listen to him first, what alludes to the fact that JJ was always somewhat egocentric. After falling out with all of his coaches, he decides to stay at home and learn about figure skating from his parents, what I believe is another big factor when it comes down to him becoming too confident, what brought on his downfall. And what I mean by saying that his parents made him overconfident is not that his parents always praised him and only praised him. Not at all. What I'm alluding to is the fact that he never had any competition while training. He never had anyone to compete with for the coach's attention. He always had it. I'm gonna talk about how we see all of these factors crush him down at the end of the video. Second factor I want to talk about is one that was a huge factor for everyone in the story, and that is, well, Victor leaving. When Victor left seeing Yuri's performance, a spot opened, and not just any spot, it was the number one spot. And who were the two favorites to take that spot? Chris and JJ. Now let's try to see what JJ is thinking when this happens. Victor has left? What do you mean by left? Like left ice skating? For real? Oh my god, this is amazing. Now I just need to do something special to be better than Chris, and I will finally have the number one spot. I'll finally achieve my dream. Okay, I'm gonna call the band, make a sick track and a sick choreography to match it, and I will for sure get that gold. What do you mean Chris is losing his passion as well? No more good competitions, so he won't work as hard? That just makes things a lot easier, doesn't it? Victor leaving meant a lot to JJ, cause now he was the only favorite, what made him even more overconfident, to the point where he didn't even think there was any competition. And all of that ties up nicely to the third and final factor that brought on JJ's downfall. This factor was the most important one since it puts all of the pieces in the right place, and it's a simple fact that everyone was amazing. Since JJ went last on the short program of the finals, he saw everyone skating and finally realized that, well, he maybe was not the best. Maybe even after Victor left, there is someone above him. His confidence was crushed, and since his skating relied heavily on his confidence, the skate fell apart as well. To put it simple, here's my story on what I think happened to JJ, or me just repeating myself, well, whatever you wanna call it. I'm basically just gonna talk about the things that I just said, but in a story mode. JJ was born in a big ice skating family. His parents were world champions, so his dream was to follow in their footsteps in his own way, but no one ever understood his way of skating. Every coach told him that if he wants to do good in the sport, he needs to listen to them. He started questioning his own way of thinking, but his parents saw what was happening and thought of it as coaches killing off JJ's creativity and self-confidence. So they took him and gave him all of their attention as any good parents would. That brought a lot of success to him, finishing on the podium a couple of times. And between him and the gold medal stood only one obstacle: the best ice skater ever, Viktor Nikiforov. JJ tried to reach his level, but couldn't, so he settled for waiting until Viktor retires. Soon enough, Viktor did that, and that was JJ's time to shine. He made the best track and the best choreography yet. He practiced his skate to perfection and became too overconfident. He smashed both qualifying competitions for the final of the Grand Prix, and now he only needed to wait. The nervousness was starting to kick in, so he decided to try and take skating off his mind by getting engaged and get married after he wins the Grand Prix final. Since he was the favorite, he couldn't stop hearing about it everywhere, and it already, subconsciously, started destroying him bit by bit. Soon enough, the final came and all of the skaters stepped into the ice. Before the finals, he never watched his competition, but this time, he thought he could take a look at everyone's performance, and he was amazed at how good and near his level everyone was. He began to question if he was really that good, and memories from his childhood started coming back. All that his ex-coaches told him. Were they right? I mean, look at them here and look at their skaters performing amazingly. Could they have been really right? Was he wrong at thinking that something like JJ's style truly existed? At that moment, JJ's confidence was crushed, and the pressure finally caught up to him. He never had to deal with having competition all around while he was trying to keep his #1 spot as a child, since he was the only student. He felt lost and simply didn't know what to do or where to go. Only thing keeping him from fading and completely crumbling were his fans, giving him hope that he wasn't all alone on the ice. But it just wasn't enough. And that will be it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this style of video. I'm still experimenting and would like to hear all of your guys' opinions on it. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, sub if you're new, comment any opinions you have, and well, that's about it. Давай.